We don't know the beginnings of rap because as long as our music has been recording, people have been rapping.
The disco DJs separated themselves from us. We were the next generation coming up with this thing, and they were like, what's this little hippity hop thing?
The first time I heard somebody spit a 16 over a break beat was probably Melly Mel.
The Melly Mel sound that you hear today, I got that sound from Hollywood.
I was doing this same form of entertainment long before it had a name.
A lot of the gangs were fading out by the time hip-hop came in. A lot of those gangs turned into crews.
As far as influencing hip-hop, I saw no Puerto Rican or Jamaican influences whatsoever.
I started breakdancing in the 70s.
When rap and hip hop was all black, it was negative. Now that it became a big phenomenon and corporately acceptable, now there's this need to take foundational black Americans out of the creation of it and give it away to other people. And it's important for us to set the record straight. Puffy thing, we still got to touch on that a little bit. With Puffy, again, with the media, the way the media is portraying everything with Puffy, talking about his case, they're just being very vague about everything. Everything is just so damn vague with the Diddy case. It's extremely vague. And see, that's very problematic. That's extremely problematic. And the reason why it's problematic is because the vagaries can be misinterpreted so many ways. That's the problem. All of the vagaries that they're engaging in, that stuff can be misinterpreted or reinterpreted different ways. And we got to understand with the Puffy situation, man, that sets a very bad precedent. I saw a story now where some stripper from back in the early 2000s, she was at a party talking about, well, damn it, yeah, I was at a party and yeah, I was made to have sex with somebody, so I'm trying to get a bag. So some stripper is trying to get a bag now because, again, they didn't set a precedent, that whole coercion thing. You see, they were very vague. Coercion, that's a very vague term. How do you coerce an adult? You understand what I'm saying? You coerce children, but these vague terms that they're using, that's not even supposed to be on cases like this. This is basically, I'm white and I say so. That's why I can't really co-sign none of the stuff that's going on with this Diddy case. I'm not co-signing that. And black folks shouldn't co-sign this. This is some racial, I'm white and I say so shit. Some people are going to have to put their puppy hate to the side. Your Diddy hate is going to have to be put to the side, and you're just going to have to start looking at the big picture and looking at this thing from a common sense perspective. I'm not co-signing them using racialized laws and enforcing laws based on race. They're using a racist law to go after Puffy, the same racist law they went after R. Kelly with, the same racist law they created for Jack Johnson. The Mann Act is a racist law. They use it to go after black males. They don't go after white men with these Mann Act laws. They don't do that. They never went after Larry Flint with that. They never went after Hugh Hefner with that. Y'all remember that white boy out there in, was it North Carolina? What was that white boy's name? DJ something. It was a white DJ who was out there sleeping with a bunch of underage black girls. This dude slept with like 20% of the damn women in the whole city, and he allegedly had HIV. You dig? They didn't put a Mann Act on him, and this dude was doing that for years. They don't put these Mann Acts on these white boys. You dig? But black dudes, you have consensual sex, and then all of a sudden they got this weird law they're going to dust off on you. Yeah, I'm not co-signing that. I don't believe in racialized enforcements of laws. I don't play that I'm white and I say so stuff. I'm not cool with that whatsoever. And with Diddy, man, to be honest, I don't think Diddy's gonna make it up out that jail, bro. To be honest, I don't, because they really got him in there for some of the stuff that's on tape. Sound like I done said it before. He had some stuff on tape. He had some powerful people on tape. So that's probably the main reason they're getting at him. And I don't think he's gonna leave that damn jail alive, to be honest. Unfortunately. Yeah, I don't want nothing to happen to anybody. But yeah, it don't look like he gonna get up out of there. The way they concocted this whole thing and cobbled it together, using so many smoke screens, because this was a bunch of smoke screens. They used a lot of smoke screens, and the smoke screens are very weak. And what they do, they depend on online haters so they can hide behind them. Like, oh, look at all these Negroes. They wanted us to string Puffy up. The blacks wanted us to do it. So you got to be very careful with co-signing that stuff because they use black people as a shield to justify their little virtual lynchings. You see? So I'm not co-signing any type of racialized enforcement of the law. And to this day, notice when you talk to people about the Diddy case, nobody can really say exactly what he did that was illegal. They keep talking about how freaky he is, and you can make jokes about the baby oil and all of that, but all of the freaking and nobody's saying what exactly is illegal. And using terms like coerce. See, remember those RICO, they're using RICO and all of that stuff. The RICO laws, that was supposed to be for the white mafia, but they don't use it on them. They just use it on random black entertainers and use the same verbiage. Coercion. See, coercion was basically a term that they would use for the mafia. Like if you coerce somebody to do a crime, like, hey, you better go do this hit or we're going to go kill your mama. It was that type of thing. Well, you better go sell these drugs or your kids are going to be missing. That's coercion. You know, if you don't do this, I'm making you an offer you can't refuse. That Godfather stuff, that's coercion. Like you're gonna be under the river sleeping with the fishes if you don't do what I say. So they're trying to make Puffy like make that equivalent of what Puffy was doing. Like, hey, I'm having a party and everybody's freaking. Come on through, and that's coercion. You see what I'm saying? No, 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 no. See, they're using these vague terms, and I ain't with it. And talking about how freaky he is. Okay, where's the illegalities? All right, saying that he had dues. Okay, if that man wanted to sprinkle the party with a little bussy, okay, what's illegal about that? You see, let's get down to the nitty gritty. And everybody gets to talking vague and trolling when you start asking questions like, hey, man, I'm not really feeling what's going on with this case. What's illegal? What you mean? Are you defending Puppy? Is that what you doing? Was you at them parties and shit? Then they try to get into the shaming tactics. That ain't gonna work. That don't work. And we do have to understand a lot of the people who are really co-signing the takedown of Diddy, a lot of tethers, and I've explained that. A lot of tethers love to see prominent black people, especially foundational black Americans, get attacked and targeted by the dominant society because that, in their minds, that's another prominent black person getting taken out of the way so that they can move in their spot. I just saw somewhere Tarana Burke kind of commented on the Diddy thing, talking about how the Me Too is still alive and well. Oh, really? They done drug her out. She's a tether. They done drug her out to get her statement. So it's like, whatever. It is like, whatever. But we got a lot of folks in here already. Let me see who we got. Okay, we got a lot of people in here in the first 5 minutes. Shout out to everybody in here in the first 5 minutes. Shout out to you guys. But yeah, we got to watch this Diddy case and see what's going on, see if any other names going to be dropped. A lot of people started to resign from their positions. They got up out of Kevin Lyles, he resigned. So it's interesting to see how this thing is going to go down. It's real interesting to see how this whole thing is going to go down. But again, the way they cobbled this together, it don't look good for Puff just getting up out of there alive. They turned down the bail. When you turning down $50 million talking about a flight risk, Puffy ain't going nowhere. And I mean, Puffy's known all over the world. Where's it going to go? If he tries to go to a non-extradition place, they'll intercept the plane. They're not going to let that happen. They track, even if you got private planes, they track all that. So, they want him nice and square and somewhere where they can off him. They want him somewhere where they can get rid of him. And again, like I said before, all of the people that be online who dry snitching, I ain't with none of that either. That gene deal stuff, I ain't with none of that. To me, that shit is corny. Just sitting around dry snitching and this shit is corny. You're around folks and they're doing all this stuff, and then you years later get away from them and then start all that dry snitching. That shit is corny. And what's that other chick, the Jaguar Wright lady? I don't believe that's clout chasing. Some people just be saying stuff. Some people just be saying stuff, and I don't I don't want nobody don't send me no clips of people who just be saying shit where they're lying. They're just saying stuff to get clout and they're lying. Y'all stop spreading that type of stuff. That's corny too. Where you get people who basically they found a lane where they are basically living in obscurity, but they found out if they say wow, um sensationalize nonsense about celebrities that they may or may not have been around, they can get some clicks and views. So then they milk it for what it's worth. And that's corny. That's corny. That's very corny. It's corny to even share. I don't listen to people where they're lying. And black people got to stop doing that. That's a very bad habit of somebody's lying, but you're just entertained by the lies. That's prison shit. Where you sit up in jail and listen to niggas lie. Yeah, when I was in jail, I was the biggest drug dealer in Houston. I had 48 kilos every month. Yeah, that's what niggas do in jail. Just listen to people lie. That's corny. We got to get off that shit where lying is entertaining. It ain't. We got to be on some truth to power vibes. Stop being around motherfuckers who we're lying. The minute if I'm listening to somebody and I hear them say something and there's a discrepancy that I know that's in it, I'm good. I'm not entertained by that. I don't want to hear it. I'm very big on truth. I'm very big on accuracy. That's very, very important.
It's the Ticket Plug. We've been running an online ticket business for over a decade, and now we've created an easy way for you to do the same thing through our private ticket resale community. Joining our community will give you a way to flip your bread and generate profit income consistently. We provide you with all the tools, training, and resources needed to start your life-changing online ticket business. Zero experience needed. To join our ticket resale community, go to thetickettrap.com. Again, go to
thetickettrap.com. That's thetickettrap.com.